What up? Coming to you live from a dark night here in Brooklyn, New York. I am with the potential new owner of the Suzuki Wagon RR. I want to say it's about pretty much done. I also brought the Serena. We're working on an oil change today, but then we had to pivot and do something else. But this car is soon to be sold as well. And then for some odd reason, there's about 5 Hummers on this block. Don't know what they're preparing for. This one's even the 6-wheel. And behind that, we got a Honda today. So the person who's buying the Wagon R is actually the same person who bought my Minica. He actually has a turbo Wagon R. I wanted to get it on video, but it's in the Bronx, unfortunately. But if anyone actually has a window for a Honda today, if they have a part out, hit me up, because I've been trying to help the homie out with a window, but I think maybe the only solution is buying a whole door. And then look at this thing. International. Trave ball? I don't know. I know someone's gonna roast me in the comments, but that looks like Trav ball. I'll ask David. But this is cool. It's actually very cool. Look at the interior. All-wheel drive. B120 series.
The tires are fucking huge.
Yeah, I know.
15 by 50.
It's crazy the difference, too.
I had nowhere to buy them. There was only like 4 or 5 people that make them this size. I didn't know what else.
Look at the spacer.
Yeah.
And then this. A little dice right there. Seats are clean. Start it. It smells like... This carb? This is crazy. Just like that, Wagon R officially sold.
You got to do the remote start too. Wow.
Yeah, the remote doesn't open this. I have to open the...
Update, we're looking at this midget, by the way.
Wow, those are bright.
Yeah, they are bright.
In the day, it's 10 times nice. The day
Oh.
is unbelievable.
I can imagine. It gives it a whole different look.
Yeah.
You could really just drive like that.
Yeah, you really could. Like, look at it this way.
Strong light.
Very, very strong.
What up? So it's the next day, and as you guys saw, the Wagon R is officially sold. And next on the chopping block is the Daihatsu little person. So now that this car is essentially done, I wouldn't say I want to sell it, but in all reality, in 5 days, I'm picking up a new car. In 3 weeks, we're picking up an Alto, a Mighty Boy, and a Suzuki Carry. And I've always said it from the beginning, a one-seater K car doesn't really bring me any value. I'm happy I owned it. I'm happy I drove it. I still want to take it on a road trip, but I wanted to make this video just to let people know, Wagon R's gone, Midget's for sale. I'll get straight to the point right away. I want $8,000 or best offer. In my opinion, $8,000 is a pretty good price. I'm thinking of maybe even throwing it on Cars and Bids. I know Frank, if you're watching this, you probably are, has told me to throw cars and Bids all the time. But for me, I always wanted to be a car that not only I worked on and I could show people that bidding that, they have the confidence that I did the plugs, wires, air filter, oil change. I've drove it, has low kilometers. It even comes with this book, which I think is a really great selling point. So when I got this in Japan, I also handpicked this car in Japan, which is pretty cool, but it came with this. So not only does it have low kilometers, but you have the original dealer stuff. Not sure what this is. Oh look, another Midget 2 book. I think this book probably has some value to it. And then another book there. Over here we have some of the service histories. you can see a couple of these sheets. It's not just one. Everything that was checked over and over. So it looks like whoever owned this car took really good care of it. And that's why I feel like this could go on Cars and Bids, because I feel like it suits those type of customers. It only has 19,000 kilometers, which is about 11,000 miles. So let's see what happens. Hopefully someone watching is gonna buy it. That's always best case scenario for me. I would love for one of my Patreon homies or one of my subscribers to buy it. I'll definitely give you a better price than 8,000 as well. But here it is. Let's talk more about it. Let me show you guys all the cool features, the quirks, and get on my Doug DeMiro stuff. Speaking of Cars and Bids. This is a 1998 Daihatsu Midget 2, and it's easily one of the quirkiest K cars that exist. And that's saying a lot, seeing how there's a Daihatsu Mirror walkthrough, which is another very quirky K car. But in my opinion, this one takes the cake. Not only is it a one-seater, but for some reason, it's also a pickup truck. The driving position is also very unique because you're sitting in the center. You can see you have front wheels on that side, which is a very unique driving experience. And for the icing on the cake, this one is actually stick shift. It's only a 4-speed, which at first kind of worried me. I didn't know if this car would be able to do highway speeds and get up there, but surprisingly, it only being a 4-speed, I feel like they still geared it to be a 5-speed, and I'm able to go like 50, 60 miles per hour, honestly, with no problem. Now let's start off with the exterior. So this is the highest trim model you can get on the Daihatsu Midget. This is the Aria Works Edition, which means you get the full bar there with the fog lights, the spare tire cover. You get the plastic molded pieces on all 3 corners. That also says Daihatsu Midget there. And then the most noticeable difference, this guy comes with the full roll bar. And then for the interior, I added this very sought after trim piece. Surprisingly, you wouldn't believe it, but these go for about $300 on Buy. And on top of that, this one comes with ice cold AC. Now let me do a 360 on the exterior. We also added this lip. I think it makes the car look even better. I would say paint's in great condition. Here's a look at the roof. Not very sun faded. You can see there's a couple paint blemishes by the keyhole. Side panels are good. Some scratches on here, of course, but I mean, it's a 25-year-old car. You can see that they maybe were loading something. That got a bit scratched up. There's a small crack here, there, but you can see can't really push it in. That's just a scratch. Here, same thing. Very minor imperfections, but I do want to show them. This plastic side, perfect. Again, not sure what that comes from. Someone comment below. What causes this? It's like on each keyhole. Mirrors are great condition. Not very rusty at all. I want to say this guy maybe had the car in his garage or her garage. For this being a 27-year-old car, it's in exceptional condition. Even back here, the bed. Yeah, there's like very minor rust, but we're talking about a car from 1998. Like even all the bolts, look. Even underneath, I'll show you guys underneath. When we're doing all the maintenance, I'll pop the hood too. All of this is so clean. The plastic isn't cracked. Door cards are in great condition. Here's a look underneath. Now to access the engine, you need to just take this wing nut off, slide this up, and then there's actually a hook on the headrest to hold it up. But I did a brand new air filter, brand new spark plug wires. You can see NGKs, brand new plugs. But check out this engine bay. A lot of people have low kilometer cars, and this one has a 6-digit odometer, so it obviously didn't roll over. On top of that, I realized that on the service records, it actually has the kilometers. So 17,000, 16,000, 15,000, the list goes on. Where you can see here, the car's in great condition. Let me fire it up right now. This is a cold start. So it's about 55 degrees out. Carb getting used to the temps. Still fires right up after the tune-up. And I know it's kind of a running joke. I don't even know if it's a joke, honestly, that people like to say when you're sitting on top of your engine, you get heated seats all year round. I want to be the guy, I've said this in countless videos, but I want to be the guy who's had, like, I would say almost half my K cars, the engine was under the seat. My Bravo, my Carry, my Hijet, this. I've had so many K cars. It's not true. I'll be the guy to break it to you. It is not true. You do not have heated seats when this is under here. If you don't think they thought about that when designing these cars, like, let me put this down. Look at the difference on the sound deadening also. Do you see the huge difference from that to this? Seat up. Seat down. But if you're really worried about it, what you can do is what I used to do. I bought this huge box thinking I would use more. You can buy some sound deadening, put that under the seat, and then you could also buy this insulation. I got this from Noico. It's basically thicker sound deadening that blocks off a lot of heat. I put a lot of this on my Bravo because I was worried about having heated seats all year round. You know, I didn't want my butt to be hot. And as you can see, owning 20K cars, I use about 2-3 sheets and never use it again. So in my opinion, honestly, the only con, and it depends who you're asking, is that it's just definitely a lot noisier in the cab in comparison to, for example, like an Acti or a Sandbar, where the engine is back here or all the way back here. I will say sitting in here and revving it does sound like this, which in my opinion I think is pretty cool. It kind of sounds like a sports car. You feel the engine under your seat. I think that's a pro. To some people who want a quieter cab, I can see where you're going. Here's how it looks under the carpet. You have another engine compartment there. And then I'll open this so you guys can see the new wires. But no rust or any hidden problems under here. You can see all of this is clean. And then you have the VIN plate. So here you can see the engine. Brand new plugs, brand new wires. I would love to know, maybe I'll check it on a different video, but I would love to know if there's a timing belt sticker there. That's one thing I cannot confirm has been changed. Maybe if I check those service records, I might say it on one of theirs in Japanese, but I'll show you guys more of the interior. Comes with the original Midget 2 floor mats. Added this light here just because there's no interior light. It's magnetic too, so you can just take it off and put it wherever you want. Aftermarket Momo steering wheel with WayBeforeTheFame horn. This is a 350 millimeter. For the wheels, they are original Daihatsu Midget TRXX rims. They are 13s, and these are brand new, not even 2 weeks old, 165/65 13s. Also painted the drums yellow on all 4 corners. Headlights and fog lights work. Comes with a JDM plate too. Also painted the tow hook yellow. Had to give it that contrast, but you can see all the lights work. Now there's only one thing left to do. Let's drive it on the road. So I have a bunch of driving videos. If you guys want to see those, click the corner. I know it's getting a bit dark right now, but let's start crazy how torquey this car is. Brakes and everything work great. Let me give it a quick pull. That's 60 kilometers an hour. Brakes, like I said, we're good. Let me show you guys from this POV. I think I'm gonna change these to LEDs. Shout out to Israel, that midget we saw earlier in this video. He changed these to LEDs, and I haven't really drove mine at night much, but it does make a big difference. I also put a brand new Pioneer speaker here. And then the A-Toto comes with wireless CarPlay, which connects very quickly. I also painted the wiper on black, put a brand new 16-inch wiper. And I'm sure there's some things I'm forgetting, but before I end this video, let me try to do one pull that can get us up to 60 miles per hour, which is 100 kilometers. All right, so I'm gonna break down the gearing. I know I don't have a tachometer, but right now I'm in 4th gear, going 40 kilometers an hour. 4th gear is your money gear. If you own a K car, you know 1st essentially doesn't exist. But now let me downshift into 3rd. This is how we're sounding in the cab at, I want to say maybe around 4,000 on the RPM, but I can punch it all the way to, I'd say right here, pretty high on the RPM. So let me switch over to 4. And then this is the forever gear, honestly. You can see we're picking up speed. This isn't even foot all the way down. I would say right here, probably the comfortable highway speed. I'm still pretty high on there, but it definitely gets a lot louder. Definitely gets a lot faster. You can see at 60 miles per hour, we sound like this. So I would say 80 kilometers an hour, 4th gear. This would be your cruising speed if you're trying to do a long journey. Now, if you're way before the fame and you want to drive a K car all the way from California, then yes, you can pick up speed. And you can cruise at 100. So here's how it looks with the CarPlay installed. Here's your POV if you're driving. So I'm in this video here. If you're thinking about buying the Midget, hit me up on Instagram. If you want a special price, hit me up on Patreon. But I forgot to also mention that that is reflective. You see the 3M? You see my reflection walking by? Oh man, I really do love this car. I mean, I wish I could keep all of them. This one is definitely one of my quirkiest builds yet. But catch you guys on the next one. Road to 40K. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let's end this year strong. Peace.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.